Good morning, everyone. We are here at the Early Voting Center on East Lake Street, which is going to be serving South Minneapolis and Phillips. And here in Minneapolis, we have a long tradition of being the most voting city in the entire country. The state of Minnesota votes more than any other state in the United States, and the city of Minneapolis has routinely held that top rank, and we want to make sure that we continue to be number one in terms of the votingest city in the entire country. Now, in order to do that, we need to make sure that people know where their polling locations are. We have already had an early vote center over at 980 East Hennepin for about a month now. But in addition to 980 East Hennepin, we're opening 3 new early vote centers. One is right here on East Lake Street with easy access to the Blue Line. The second one is at 4120 Bladesdale in South Minneapolis at Bethel Church. The third is at Urban League over at Plymouth Avenue in North Minneapolis. And we're going to continue to be rolling these out right up until the very final day before the election. Now, if you want to vote, you can vote in one of those 4 different locations. And you can do it from Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Saturday is from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m., and then Sunday is from noon to 5. You can do that right up until Monday, November 7th, which will have 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. early voting hours. And then, of course, it's the election day. We want to make sure that you have the access to vote. We all talk about no excuse absentee balloting, and in this case, you have no excuse. You got to vote. We're going to make voting as easy and as accessible as it can possibly be, and by the way, we're bringing it right to your community. Chances are that regardless of where you live in Minneapolis, you have access to an early vote location nearby you. So if for some reason election day itself doesn't work, you have a number of opportunities beforehand. So I was talking to Councilmember Jason Chavez just before this. He has made a plan to vote. You should also make a plan to vote. Figure out how you're getting there. Figure out how you're going to accommodate the time it takes and make sure that it happens. And right now, there's no lines. So come on in and vote here right over at Phillips on East Lake Street. And we can't wait to see you access your right to the ballot box. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful council member, Jason Chavez. Before I do, I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to our incredible election staff. They have set up this organization here that is going to enable a whole lot of people to vote early, a whole lot of people to vote often. And so thank you so much to them for all of their work. They're part of what makes Minneapolis the votingest city in the entire country. Councilmember Jason Chavez, long champion of democracy and voting, and thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. Hi, everyone. My name is Jason Chavez. I am the council member of the 9th Ward, and I'm just happy to be here with the mayor, our incredible city staff, and our elections workers that are making sure that everybody has the right to vote here in Minneapolis. But I'm mostly incredibly proud of the location of this specific spot here on our beautiful East Lake Street corridor, home to the most racially diverse place in the entire city of Minneapolis, making sure that we can reach out to every single person in Minneapolis, but especially people here in a cornerstone where many people will be able to vote. So I'm just very proud to be here, excited that everybody will have the access to vote, and just wanted to remind folks that we have 7 days to vote. So talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, talk to your relatives, and remind them the importance of voting in every single election, most importantly this one. And thank you to everyone. And yes, sorry.
Thank you. Good morning, I'm Katie Smith. I'm the Director of Elections and Voter Services for the City of Minneapolis. And I'm joining you here today from one of our early vote centers. The early vote centers are a great option. They're convenient for our voters. And they're also very helpful for anybody that needs language interpretation or any assistive services like curbside voting. In addition to our 4 early vote centers, any of our Minneapolis residents can also vote at Hennepin County at their elections office as well. So as of today, we have 5 different locations across the city of Minneapolis where you can cast your early in-person voting ballot. If you have decided to vote by mail ballot, there is still time to get that turned in. We are just 1 week away from the election, so we encourage our voters, if you still have your mail ballot at home, to drop it off in person. You can drop off your mail ballot at any of our early voting sites through Monday, November the 7th, when we close at 5 p.m. And we really want you to do that right away to get your vote in. But if you do find on election morning that you still have your mail ballot at home, you can turn it in to our office at 980 East Hennepin or to the county office until 3 p.m. After 3 p.m., it's just voting on Election Day. And if you have made the plan to vote on Election Day, I encourage you to visit minvotes.gov to check your polling place. We did this spring go through redistricting, so some of our polling sites have changed and some of our boundaries have changed. So make your plan ahead of time. And as you're getting ready, if you want to recheck those times, dates, hours, locations, just visit vote.minneapolismn.gov. You can find all kinds of great resources about elections and voting there. And then just this morning, we broke our record for how many ballots have been mailed out for this 2022 general election compared to our numbers from 2018. So over 25,000 residents have already voted. And as the mayor mentioned, we are one of the votingest cities and we want to keep up that tradition. So come and see us at one of our early vote centers. Thank you.